Hive Escape Velocity by Mark Walden. The bustling crowd appeared to part before the couple as they strode purposely along the river bank. It was early morning in London. The opening sentence of Hive gives very little information. All we know is there's a couple walking along a river in London. But because this is the third book in the series, I do have some schema to help me figure out who this is. Still, it's hard to figure out why the mysterious couple is there and what are their intentions. Why are they out in the open? What could their mission be that's so important for them to expose themselves in London, of all places? And why is the crowd parting for these two mysterious people? These are very intriguing first few sentences. Nero's inspection of the giant wheel was cut short by the sound of his old friend's voice, but when he turned to face him, he was shocked by what he saw. Gregory Leonov had always been a bear of a man, famed for his spine-snapping embraces reserved for his closest friends, but that was not the same man as stood before Nero now. He was thinner and looked years older, his skin gray and its eyes darting about as if expecting a sudden attack. He made no move to embrace Nero. He did not even offer his hand, but instead just gave him a small, sad smile. This paragraph requires a lot of questioning and inferring in my informed conversation. Who is Gregory Leonov, and why does Nero need to go out of his way to meet with him? What are they doing at the London Eye? And if Gregory Leonov used to be such a big, strong, powerful man, what has happened to him to make him so thin, pale, and shaky? Maybe Gregory knows something he isn't supposed to know, and there are people trying to get rid of him and the information he holds. Maybe no one was supposed to know that information. My thinking rapidly changed throughout this chapter. Since it was a very intriguing first chapter, I had to analyze the information deeply to understand what was happening. This chapter was interesting because at the very beginning it left me so many questions. Not very information was given at the beginning, so I had to guess all the time. I did have a lot of schema for the first two books, which helped me try and figure out what was going on, but it's still very much a guessing game. Though it didn't stay like this for long, which is what kept me from stopping and abandoning the book altogether. It turns from a mysterious sequence to a very suspenseful, action-packed pursuit. This was such a nail-biting scene because Raven is such a persona of being a well-trained, expert fighter, almost like a special ops agent, and she's put in this situation where she's up against legions of fully armed assassins in a mad race to save Nero. This book requires a lot of flexible interverse conversation, depth, and thinking to fully understand the meaning behind it.